All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Planetside 2 training of building layouts and standardized callouts. This training will go over just basically a quick walkthrough of 6 of the most commonly used buildings across all the continents. And buildings you will recognize because we have lots of fights in them from time to time and sometimes in succession from base to the next base to the next base. So we're just going to go over some of the key points of these buildings, things to look out for, things to be aware of, and some just basic terminology that you may hear in comms from your squad leader and not really clear on what they mean. I'm going to go over just brief definitions and examples of such things throughout this training. A copy of this training is on the website. There is a hyperlink in the Planetside Discord. It's in the channel of PS2 members, and you can find that there. It's called Lesson Plan. I'm basically going to be going right through that, just going right from the top right to the bottom, and I will be highlighting sections along the way so that you can pretty much follow along with me, and hopefully that'll eliminate some questions along the way. So the first base that we're going to be going to today is going to be the triple stack building that is at Alpha Waypoint. For members of Bravo, go ahead and load up your Valkyrie. For members of Alpha, go ahead and load up your Galaxy. This building is the most basic of basic buildings. It is a box. How I like to think of it, it is an automatic death box because there is no safety in this place at all. The best you could hope for is moving from cover to cover to provide just momentary cover and safety for yourself from a majority of your threat directions. But everywhere you go in this building, as you can see, you're going to have a field of fire that looks right at you from somewhere. There is no safety in this room at all. So the best you could hope for is providing hard light barriers at the doorways, keeping guns pointed in every doorway that you see. Sorry, the name of the building is Foursquare. Anyway, sorry. I was my finger slipped off. Anyway, called Foursquare. This building can range in variations a lot. They sometimes have 2 doors. Sometimes they have 3 doors. Sometimes they have 4 doors. This one has 4 doors. They could also range in windows. It could have 2 windows like this one does. It could have up to 8 windows. So there's no uniformity in this building other than the fact that it is a square and that it gets very often used for a control point, but sometimes used as a go-between point. So it's a building in between 2 control points. Some people might say, and it could be argued, that the best way to defend this building is from the exterior. And some would say, no, the best way to defend it would be from the interior. Honestly, both are right and both are wrong. It depends on the specific variation of the Foursquare you have. There is a base that we, as an outfit, go to very often. Awful Pit on Amrish. 2 doors in. 4 windows. That Foursquare is impossible to defend from the inside. So that building you want to defend from the outside. Because you have lots of terrain, lots of trees, fallen down trees, and just lots of ways you can defend that Foursquare from the outside. This one is a little bit more typical of what you'll see at a control point. It can be defended from the inside probably very effectively. And probably from the outside, not so much. So it really depends on which variation of the Foursquare you have. The only commonality of the Foursquares is the decor. You'll have these cabinets that you'll see candy on top of. Those are very easy to get on top of, no matter if they're on the wall or if they're in the middle. Those cabinets are very easy to get up on, especially if you have an engineer that's willing to put down an infantry turret or a Spitfire. If you're really good at double jumping, you could use a wall. If you're a light assault, use your booster rockets. Those are very easy cabinets to get on top of. And the only other commonality between the 4 squares is that these tables, these desks, these control panels that I'm looking at, that's over to right by Helena in this corner. That's the only real commonality of this building, other than the fact that the building itself varies in design and access points. That's the only true commonality to this building. If you have a small version of this building, as someone mentioned in chat, it becomes very, very hard. Yes, the size of the 4 square varies in size, and it varies in doorways, and it varies in windows. But the common thing is that it's either very good to defend or very hard and impossible to defend. Unfortunately, it's a fight no matter which variation you have. Either the 4 square is going to be constantly getting attacked, or you're constantly going to be defending it. And you're attacking it from the outside, trying to get in here, or you're defending it and trying to keep the fighters on the outside, whether you're defending from the inside or the outside. It's a pain. It's one of the harder buildings in the game, design-wise, to defend. There's no benefit to the attacker or the defender over each other. It just really depends on which variation you have at that base. Yes, and very, very good point, Balbo. Expect a zombie fight. Because of the nature of the building, and just because it's one floor, multiple entrances, multiple access points like windows, you're going to have dead bodies here at some point during a push, and you're going to have resonades flying in from every possible direction, whether it be from inside itself or through the window, through the doorway, through 2 doorways, through 2 windows. I mean, you will have a zombie fight here, and it will be hellish for 30, 45 seconds, but know that the fight can be won regardless if you're on the attacking or on the defending side. All you need is communication, leadership, and cooperation between the squad members. And lucky for us, we have all 3 in spades in TG. Any questions about this 4 square?
We have one in squad chat.
Oh,
My apologies.
okay.
A question from Strength.
Go ahead, shoot.
The corners. I often wonder if I'm a fool to stand in the corner or if the corner is the best. Could you comment on the utility of the corner?
Yes, I can. The corners, like every other position in this room, there is no safe spot in this building. No matter what corner you go to, you can get shot from another direction. So Rim Midnight, where you are right now, where can you get shot from? Just look around where you are. Where can you get shot from? You can get shot from the window. Okay. Can you get shot from this doorway that Hydra's at? Yeah, pretty much. What about this doorway over here where Candy is? Oh no, you have the blocking of the cabinet. Good. So that's great. What about the corner where Arazine is at? Arazine, can you see any entrance points that you could be shot at? 2 doorways, three directions.
And a window.
VTS, we'll come to you last. And who's my last one? King Obvious. King Obvious over Platoon Chat. Where can you get shot from? Just look around.
That window where Bellhead is at.
Bellhead?
Which I think this is the only spot where it's only one spot you can get shot from directly.
Okay. And then VTS. From where you're looking, where can you get shot from? From the doorway where Candy is at. From the doorway next to Arazine. And see? So there's no safe spot in this room, as I just covered the 4 corners. The best you could hope for is coverage from most of your targets. So just literally going from one corner to the other and looking to see, is there any spot in here where I could get shot from 1 or 2 spots? And honestly, depending on the decor on the building, what they have inside, it'll vary from 4 square to 4 square. It's not uniform. So it's really just a turkey shoot in here.
Thank you.
No problem. That's why I personally hate this building as a personal defender, because there's too many variables. I can't ever plan a good solid defense of this building other than everybody watch a door, everybody watch a window. Don't move around, or don't pull your sight on somewhere else. You cover that window, cover it the whole time. Cover that door, cover it the whole time. There's no real other than that. I mean, maybe some more experienced squad leaders. Helena, is there an easier way to cover this building in your experience?
No, honestly. Get spread out and try not to have grenades take out all the medics at once.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you for talking about grenades. The biggest danger to this room is proximity mines. Do not use them unless you're going to place them on the outside of the doorways. Do not place any explodable deployables inside this room, inside this building. Odds are you're going to take out friendlies with enemies, or you're just going to kill friendlies. So no C4, no tank mines, no proximity mines. If you want to use that stuff, put them on the outside. Put them on the outside of the doorway. Put them outside next to the doorway of the building next to us. Put it on the stairs that lead into the building. Things like that. You don't want to put any explosives inside this building because of the simple fact that there's too many access points. And we're doing so much moving around in here once we actually do get attacked that the likelihood of your explosive actually killing an enemy, and only an enemy, are literally under 2%. So don't do that. You're just literally going to kill the rest of us. Grenades, be very careful with any kind of grenade that does not impact or stick to a target. So EMPs are good. Sticky grenades are really good. Careful with all other grenades because they bounce. I'm not saying don't use them, because sometimes you need to use them, but be very careful with how you use them. Ordnance dampeners are very good in here as well. The sky shields at the doorways, caltrops at the doorways, hard light barriers at the doorways. That's all good stuff. Any other questions or comments about this building?
I would like to add that the weirdest variation of this building, Series Hydroponics, is it's got all that grass and stuff in it. That's a really dangerous room because cloakers can hide in the grass and then just pop out at any second. And it's happened to me so many times.
Series Hydroponics is on Indar, for those that don't know. It's directly north of Crown. That variation has 3 doorways, north, east, and south. There is no western door. Windows, I believe, if memory serves me right, is 1, which is on the east side. No window over there. No windows, 0 windows. And yeah, and control point in the middle. 3 gardens on southwest, southeast, northeast, and 2 cabinets are on the northwest. It's another variation of the 4 square, and again, there's no safety in that room. It's just, I'm sorry. I would love to say this is the best place to put yourself and defend from, but in the 4 square, if it's a straight square, no matter what continent you're on, no matter what base you're at, there's always somewhere you could get shot from in this building. So, any other questions, comments, concerns? All right.